Welcome to Ranger Stadium for High School Football Friday as 0-1 Smithson Valley hosts 1-0 Pflugerville Hendrickson on the Rangers Network. Coming to you from Spring Branch, I'm Brant Freeman alongside Tony Brubaker. And Tony, you saw these Rangers in action last week, a much longer trip to the stadium a week ago than tonight against a very good opponent last week in Midland Lee.
Midland Lee was a dynamic football team with several playmakers, and we're hoping that's the way that the home team tonight looks like as Smithson Valley unveils its home uniforms for the first time on a brand new field, and we hope for the same result as we saw last week by the home team.
Now, Tony, this time a year ago, we were getting ready for Smithson Valley and Pflugerville Hendrickson, but Mother Nature had other ideas. The game was canceled for the second time in 3 years. Hopefully tonight the weather holds up. It should. And Smithson Valley should be playing a very good Hawks football team.
They are. The good thing was last year we would have faced a better Hawks team, I believe, because when we were up there, they were full of senior starters who really made differences in every facet of the game. This year they return only 3 starters on each side of the ball, and we don't know how good they are. We just know their program is solid, like the Ranger program is.
Again, it's Smithson Valley against Pflugerville Hendrickson. Kickoff coming your way at the bottom of the hour here from Ranger Stadium. More pregame coverage coming up on the Rangers Network.
Fisher's Neighborhood Market is teaming up with the Smithson Valley Rangers. When you stop to gas up, look for the Ranger Spirit Pump. A portion of sales from this pump will be donated directly to the SV Athletic Booster Club to help out our Rangers. So choose the one that's Ranger Blue and fill up. Fisher's Neighborhood Market is proud to sponsor the Smithson Valley Rangers.
Matt, we are excited to hear what you have come up with for the new Sage Capital Bank jingle.
You are going to love it. We think it really embodies Sage Capital Bank. Emotes class, tradition, effort. Well, just give it a listen.
Man, that's really got spirit, but isn't that
Awesome.
That's the Smith.
Best song ever.
Well, yes, it is.
Yes, nailed it. Guys, we have got ourselves a jingle. Let's do it again.
Sage Capital Bank is proud to support the Smithson Valley Rangers, and you can bank on that.
When the restaurant is on the brink,
we have a serious problem.
and the owners are at the end of their rope,
This is all I have.
they call me to do the impossible.
I need Robert's help.
We're not only changing restaurants, we're changing lives.
Oh my God!
All new Restaurant Impossible, Saturday night at 9 on Food Network.
Watch Food Network, GVTC, Channel 563.
And welcome back to Ranger Stadium on the Rangers Network. About ready for kickoff here from Smithson Valley. Rangers coming in 0-1. The Hawks out of Pflugerville Hendrickson are 1-0. Again, last week the Rangers lost the Midland Lee 45-21. The Hawks a 21-7 winner over Texas High in Texarkana. The Rangers won the toss tonight, and they have elected to defer. So, Tony, we'll see Smithson Valley's defense take the field first.
And right now, from what we saw a week ago, we think the defense is the stronger of the 2 units, but we're really thinking that offense is going to start clicking tonight.
And that means we'll see Xavier Lucio and the Hawks offense take the field first here this evening as the Rangers kick off for the first time in 2019 here in the friendly confines of Ranger Stadium. Joaquin Rodriguez does the honors. This game is underway. Deep kick. And a knee taken right at the goal line by the return man for Pflugerville Hendrickson. Awfully close to pinning the Hawks back at their own 1-yard line. Instead, 1st and 10 coming up from the 25.
His foot was on the end line, which means he's still in the end zone, and I think that's some oohs and ahs we heard in the crowd, but that end line is still in the end zone.
That was Tyree Reed, the return man there for the Hawks. And here is Lucio. Last week, 9 of 19 passing, 170 yards, 2 scores and a pick. Also ran for 73 yards on the ground, leading the Hawks to that season opening win. Operates with 3 wide, but before the first snap, a quick timeout called by head coach Chip Killian of Hendrickson. I think he's looking at the play clock, and it never reset to 25.
They're obviously discussing something with our officiating crew on their sideline.
Well, the Hawks have spent that timeout. We look at the scoreboard, and it says that they used it.
Wow.
And you see Coach Killian is using the opportunity to visit with his team and not the officiating crew, so maybe his offense was just too slow getting out onto the field following the kickoff.
Everything was methodical, taking the field after the touchback, but obviously that was a problem for them.
Lucio, the 5'7" quarterback, operates with 3 wide and first down from his own 25-yard line. The motion man, Jaden Williams, gets a handoff to him on the sweep, and he is shoved out of bounds just shy of the 30 for about 3 yards there. Will bring up second down and 7.
Williams, the junior for the Hawks, one of their faster players, saw the first jet sweep there, and the defense obviously ran to the ball and got him out of bounds without much of a gain, just a couple of yards.
Last week, the Hawks put up 190 yards on the ground in the win over Texarkana. 6 yards a carry in that victory. On second and 7. Running play again to the left, and nothing there. The Rangers stack up the ball carrier. Shy the 30 again to the 29-yard line. That's about it. On the carry there for the Hawks was Josiah Dempson. Sets up third down and 6.
Jackson Senney, one of the safeties in there down low, so one of the first to make contact on that tackle.
30 seconds in, no score. The Hawks face with third down and 6. At their own 29-yard line. 3 wide, make it 4 for Lucio here on third down. Rangers a 4-man front defensively. And here's a 4-man rush. Lucio steps up and gets the pressure, takes off to run, 30, and cannot reach the 35. Tackled at the sideline. Good play made in space there by Colin Betsy, the senior there for the Rangers. That's going to bring a 4th down and 2 following a gain of 4 yards.
We saw this a bunch last year. We saw it a little bit last week, but the defensive line kind of jumped into gaps that time. Trey Witcher got a free shot at the quarterback. He just wasn't able to bring him down, but he made it a running play instead of a passing play, and obviously the defense rallied to stop the drive.
Back to return the punt, Mason Livingston had 1 punt return last week in Midland, good for 6 yards. Livingston, the senior, who hopes to go to Texas A&M and study mechanical engineering after his high school days are over. The offense stays out there for the Hawks, but now Lucio backs up about 3 yards from behind the shotgun formation. He will punt it, and on a rugby style, gets it away. A bounce to the 40. A Hawks roll to the 32. It's down there.
Coverage was good by them, but that ball still bouncing. That might have rolled another 5, 10, 15 yards if he let it go, and that was again the kick returner, Tyree Reed.
35-yard punt, no return, and we look at the Rangers at offense for the first time at home this season. 55 seconds off the clock, no score. Here is Luke Gombert making his second career start. Last week against a very good Rebel defense, 7 of 22 passing, 154 yards, a score, and 2 picks. On first down, high snap. Gombert just falls in the football back at his own 22. That is a loss of 11 yards. The Rangers well behind the chains on second down.
You know, we didn't see that last week that I can remember at all. Any kind of a funky snap by us. They had plenty. That time Gombert just unable to corral a high snap.
Smithson Valley scored 14 first quarter points last week. Now faced with second down and 21 of their own 22. Gombert with 2 wide, 2 men in the backfield. Running play, Eggleston to his right, 30, 35, 40. Down the far sideline, 1 man to beat. He's going to beat him.
Wow.
78 yards, touchdown, Smithson Valley.
You know, we talked about their defense only returning 3 starters. That's a problem right there. There was a good seam that the offensive line opened up a lane for him to get started. But once he got to the linebacker, there was nowhere anyone was near him.
78-yard scamper for the former linebacker turned wide receiver Greg Eggleston. Longest play from scrimmage this year for the Rangers. Had a 65-yard touchdown last week to Maverick Freeland. Extra point good for Rodriguez. And Smithson Valley strikes first. It's the Rangers 7, the Hawks nothing. 10:19 to go, opening quarter on the Rangers Network.
Summerhill Dental, how may I help you? Let me get someone who can help you. There's a phone call for cleaning on line 2.
I'll get Melanie on the phone. Line 2 for you.
Thank you. Hi, this is Melanie. Yes, we do deep cleanings and mouth guards. Of course we do implants. We actually make them here in-house. I can get Dr. Bayless to talk to you about it. Don't forget to point your toe.
Thank you. Summerhill Dental. We are your Smithson Valley dentist.
And welcome back inside Ranger Stadium. A 78-yard house call for senior Greg Eggleston. His brother plays in the JV team here in Smithson Valley. Have to imagine he's in the stands and watching older brother proudly tonight. And a proud moment there moments ago, Tony, on the long touchdown.
Eggleston had 26 yards on 6 carries a week ago, and a lot of them were from the backfield. You didn't expect a wide receiver to get more jet sweeps, but his were in the backfield.
Kickoff from Rodriguez. 5 yards deep, knee taken immediately this time by the return man Reed. It is Hawks football. Second possession of the game coming up for Lucio and company.
Obviously the quickest drive we've seen this year. 2 plays and touchdown on the long run.
That first Hawks possession lasted 3 plays. They picked up 8 yards and punted. Lucio on first down, running play up the middle, and there is some real estate there. First down yardage up to the 36-yard line for Josiah Demps. First down, Pflugerville Hendrickson, their first tonight.
We've seen Moore and Lucio run and Williams run, so Demps gets his first try, and they're trying to hurry up.
On first down, it is Demps again. This time is chopped down. Coming in to make the play, Thomas Zoig, whose older brother Ben used to play for the Rangers back in the day. A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Zoig did a great job of reading the offensive line that time and just shot right in the gap and made a nice play after a short gain.
The Hawks didn't trail much last week in the win over Texarkana, Texas. They were down 7-6 at the half and then dominated in the second half, outscoring Texarkana 15-0. 9:45 left, first quarter, 7-0 Smithson Valley. It is Hawks football at their own 36 on 2nd and 9. 4 wide for Lucio. Back to throw in second down, 4-man rush, Smithson Valley. Lucio on the rollout, trying to buy time and shoved it out of bounds. Right around the 40. They'll give him the 40, make it the 39-yard line. It's good for a yard. Make it 3, beg your pardon. It brings up 3rd down and 6.
Darlington Frash did a great job of breaking down as Lucio came to the sideline and was looking to take it upfield. Broke down, kept his feet moving, and just got him out of bounds with a short gain again.
Another Ranger who has changed positions over the offseason. Frash, former running back, now at Mike linebacker. 3rd and 6 for the Hawks. They have to reach their own 45 for a first. Here's the blitz. Lucio's hit. The ball is out. A flag flies in. They're going to rule that as an incomplete pass, and we'll check the penalty marker. I believe it's illegal chop block on the Hawks. The Rangers should decline to bring up 4th down.
Boy, Padilla just came in on a blitz, and he got there in a hurry with Lucio left-handed, had his back to him, didn't see him, and had a great hit by Padilla that really put him down and made the pass incomplete as he was letting go.
Brings up 4th and 6.
Probably fortunate that ball didn't go forward at all because it would have been picked off or perhaps caught by an offensive lineman.
Remember, a ball went high in the air again to the wind last week against the Rebels, and Tanner Hobeck, the beneficiary of that batted ball a week ago. Coach Hill made the comment early this week that really all throughout fall camp, all the interceptions turned in by the defense and even in the scrimmages were courtesy of the defensive line. Lucio back to punt. First one traveled 35 yards. Livingston lets it go. A bounce at the 32. That's it. 29-yard punt. No return with 9:12 to go in the opening quarter, and the Rangers on top 7-0.
So 2 punts, about the same result on both of them, and the Rangers again have decent field position to start a drive. Anytime you're beyond the 30, even at the 31, that's a good place to start.
Last Ranger drive, 2 plays, 67 yards. It was a 78-yard touchdown run for Greg Eggleston. Gombert a first down with 2 men in the backfield. It is a running play to sweep up across the 30 to about the 33. Gabe Hoskins, a junior who had 3 carries all of last week, has his first tonight. Good for 3 yards, make it 2, 2nd down and 8.
We're seeing him a lot earlier than we saw him a week ago. But that's okay. Larry Hill trying to do his best to kind of rotate guys in there and see who can make plays.
And now you see in the backfield, Fortone is to the right of Gombert, to his left, Eggleston on 2nd and 8 from his own 33. Ball for the right hash and left tackle. Yep, Devin Smith, who played center a year ago, and now a tackle.
It's interesting. We talked about it last week quite a bit. A lot of different formations by Coach Hill in this offense, trying to do his best to make a difference in what the defense sees and try to maybe change it up a little bit and make some plays off of the different lineups. A lot of tight formations a week ago. Second wide one we've seen.
2nd and 13 for the 28. 2 wide for Gombert. And the senior hands off Eggleston to his right. Flag flies in, probably going to be holding in Smithson Valley, as Eggleston is spilled over the far side at about the 40-yard line, close to a first down, but is probably coming back.
You would think, and there's the signal. Someone wide got a hold of a jersey or something.
Last week, the Rangers were penalized 6 times for 50 yards in the loss at Midland. They got a very long trip. The football team got back in around 5, 6 a.m., and Tony, you got back in Saturday afternoon.
Saturday morning, actually. We left quite early, and we were back by about 10:30, 11 o'clock. An uneventful drive there and back. Glad to pronounce.
So it is 2nd and 23 from the 22-yard line now. In motion, Eggleston on the jet sweep. Trying to find space to the outside. Nothing there. Bounces off of a couple of tacklers and finally brought down after 4 progress is marked to the 16. He'll lose a yard. And just like that, 3rd and 22.
Can't be sure, but it looked like he turned it up with one defender to get around, and maybe if he'd have kicked it outside off of him, he might have had the sideline. It's hard to tell. They see it much easier than we do down there compared to us up here, but he got back, and then all the pursuit caught up in him real quick.
Boy, Tony, I can't imagine there's too many plays in the playbook for 3rd and 25 here. 7:30 left, first quarter. Rangers on top, 7-0. Backed up at their own 16. Hawks showing a blitz. They're going to bring 4. Gombert throws deep over the middle and overshot the target. Intended receiver Cooper Douglas. And Smithson Valley goes 3 and out.
Defense gave some lanes for the receivers to get into. Luke just overthrew that one, and that was incomplete.
That sends Garrett Brooks back to punt. Had 7 punts last week. He was very busy. Averaged about 35 yards a punt. And one man back to return here for the Hawks. That is Terrell Hardiman.
The wind was a difference maker a week ago. Tonight, not much.
Line drive kick. Takes a Ranger roll inside the 40. Out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. It's a 46-yard punt there. And no return. 7:13 left. Opening quarter. Rangers on top, 7-0.
It is good field position for the Hawks to start, but when you get back with penalties and such and yards lost on plays, that's what you have to do. Just try to flip the field position here by holding them.
3rd possession of the game for the Hawks. The first 2 have ended in punts. They have 1 first down. From their own 38, Lucio with 4 receivers. It is a quarterback keeper. Lucio bounces to his left, makes Livingston miss in the open field. Down the sideline, there goes Lucio. 30, 20, inside the 10, dives, touchdown, Pflugerville Hendrickson. But there is a penalty marker. Back at the 48-yard line, right when Lucio started to turn it into a second gear. This one is going to come back. a killer penalty for the Hawks.
That time he got to the edge and made one man miss him and then just outran everybody else. Had an angle to the sideline. Quick little runner, but that time maybe he had some help on the edge. Jalen Nutt the corner on that side.
Now the ball spotted right near the original spot where the play and the drive began, so now it's 1st and 9. Five minutes gone by in the opening quarter, and Lucille will have to catch his breath as he gets ready for 1st and 9 now. Wiping off what would have been a 62-yard touchdown run. Airing it out deep to the near side. He's got a receiver, Williams, and he makes a catch, holds on. At the 26-yard line, what a play there for the Hawks.
The Rangers on coverage that time had him man for man, and boy, the throw was just far enough out in front that Williams went and got it and beat the defensive back.
It is a gain of 36 for the Hawks. Williams last week scored the Hawks' first touchdown of the season on a 32-yard strike from Lucio. That one again good for 36, and now 1st down nearing the red zone. Out of the pistol, Lucio with the handoff, Williams, and he breaks one tackle with the backfield, cuts to his right, bounces left, and Livingston finally slings him down near the sticks at a 1st down pickup of 10 for Hendrickson.
What we're seeing right now is their runners are just breaking tackles. We're in position to make a stop, and they're running through the tacklers and having success doing it right now.
And now the Hawks in the red zone from the 15. Quick snap, Lucio, and I don't think anybody was set there. False start coming up on Hendrickson. Second flag of the game and of this drive for Pflugerville Hendrickson, a team that is coming off a 7-3 campaign from a year ago, making the postseason for the 11th consecutive year. They've never missed under now 12th-year head coach Chip Killian.
What is he, 86, 43-3 coming into the season? He's won a lot of football games in 11 years.
Going 6-2 in a very good 13-6A district a year ago, and good for 3rd place. On 1st and 15, here is down. Lucio, and his knee went down to the turf. Only gains a yard there. We're going to bring up 2nd and 14.
Actually might have lost a yard or two.
Actually, yeah, I think you're right there, Tony. Now it's closer to 2nd and 20.
Yeah, it's at least 2nd and 19, so I think they have to get to the 5, don't they?
Yep, it's a loss of 4. We'll call it. So, 2nd and 19 now for the 24-yard line. Pistol snap back to Lucio. Pressured and sacked. The Ranger coming in to make the play on the blitz. Garrett Brooks came in unblocked.
Garrett, whose stats last week were non-existent because he really wasn't in on much, tonight has shown himself big. That time just blasted in from the right side of the defense and had a clean shot.
Second-year varsity player Garrett Brooks has made life difficult here on the Hawks as they face 3rd down and 26 after a loss of 7 at the Ranger 31.
Yeah, he was a running back last year also.
Snap back to Lucio. Rangers bring a 4-man rush. Here's a deep ball over the middle for Williams, and the pass is caught for the touchdown.
Wow.
My goodness, you will not see a better catch this season. Well defended there by Smithson Valley as well. Frash was with him. We'll make it Betsy step for step, but Williams a better play.
It looked like Betsy went up to high point it and looked like he got his hands on it, and I think Williams just took it away from him on the way down.
2nd touchdown catch of the year for Williams. And we are now a PAT away from tying it up. And that came on 3rd and 26. Extra point is up, and it is good. Off the foot of Brennan Dees. 7-7 our score. 4:50 left, 1st quarter. On the Rangers Network. We're back in a moment.
You know, getting the Smoky Mo's family pack for lunch really makes me feel like you guys are my brothers.
Yeah.
Really. I don't know if it's the 3 meats or the 3 sides, but Mom got all of our favorites.
Hey, there's no eating in this locker room. Smokey Mo's family pack makes us family, which makes me Super Dad. Hey, you boys go mow the lawn, do the laundry, and wash the dishes while you're at it.
And welcome back to Ranger Stadium. Pflugerville Hendrickson with a game-tying drive, capped off on a 31-yard touchdown strike. Xavier Lucio to Jada Williams, a junior wideout, beat the good coverage there from Cullen Betsy down the field. And we are knotted 7 apiece, 4:50 left, first quarter.
So we still have a lot of time to go in the first quarter, and we've had plenty of action, and they kick off for the first time tonight.
A lot of big plays in this game. The Hawks now have 2 plays over 30 yards. The Rangers, of course, scored their touchdown on a 78-yard run by Eggleston. Dees to kick off. Short kick. Taken by an upman to the 25, up to the 30, 35, still running 40, and just shy of midfield to the 47-yard line.
Camacho.
Good return there for Luis Camacho, the senior. And let's see, Tony, if Smithson Valley's offense can get a drive going here off a short field.
And we talked about this last weekend as well, as what we would like to see the Ranger offense is to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 play drives, keeping your defense fresh all the time and eating up clock and showing that you have the ability to run the ball successfully.
Rangers on their 3rd possession of the night. Last one resulted in a 3-and-out so far. Luke Gombert 0 of 1 passing. First down from his own 47. And 3 receivers for the senior. Looks to throw. After a pump fake, he throws it into traffic, incomplete. And again in the direction of Cooper Douglas, 2nd and 10.
Looking for that, the receiver that just goes out and kind of plants himself on the hash. Had a running back, it was Hoskins going out to the flat on the right side that looked like he could have been open if he wanted to check down to him.
See Austin Howell and Chandler Cole check into the game. Cole, a first-year tight end for the Rangers, had 1 catch last week for 9 yards. 4:39 to go in the first 7-7 game as Gombert operates out of the shotgun. Hawks showing a blitz, they're going to bring it. Gombert with a running handoff to Fortone. And he is shoved down to the midfield logo inside of Hawks territory, the 49. Good there for about 4 to bring up 3rd and 6.
A lot of help on that defense. Cavazos, one of those linebackers in on the play. A good looking play, kind of started slow. It looked like Gombert and Fortone had a hard time connecting. But once Fortone got the ball, boy, did he explode into the hole.
That was Fortone's first carry tonight. After a workhorse-like effort last week, 23 carries for 90 yards and a couple of scores in Midland. 3rd and 6. Gombert claps for the snap. The right-hander looks over the middle. That pass is reeled in and caught by Douglas for a first down. Stacked up with a 40 for progress. They'll mark it there. A gain of 9 yards on 3rd and 6 moves the chains.
Really good to see Luke be able to connect with one of those passes. Struggled last week, as we mentioned, just 7 of 22. Tonight missed a couple of guys. We also had some drops last week, but that time threw a dart that Douglas was able to secure for the first down.
Inside of 3.5 minutes to go in the first. Still tied at 7 apiece. Gombert out of the shotgun, 2 men in the backfield with him again. From the Hawks 40, here is a running play and down to the 36. That's all Hoskins will get. Good for 4 yards, but again, the Rangers there stay ahead of the chains. And it brings up 2nd down and 6.
Not a bad run. Same design we've seen him a couple of times with that sweep, short sweep to the right. Just everything looks different. They're very fluid play calling, very fluid execution. They just, as you mentioned at the start of that, have to keep ahead of the chains.
We see Eggleston, who scored the touchdown early in the game, now lined up in a slot on 2nd and 6. Run play, Fortone, big hole up the middle. Fortone explodes inside the 25, and he is dumped down to the 21. Gain of 16 for Fortone. Rangers move the chains again.
Could be wrong, but I think it was Smith and Muchagumba that kind of collapsed the defensive right and gave Fortone a chance to cut it back to the offensive left side where the hole was very, very large.
2 carries, 20 yards on this drive now for Fortone. Smithson Valley inching towards the red zone. Remember, in a second half red zone trip last week, Smithson Valley turned the ball over and really kept them from getting back into the game. On first down for the 21. Eggleston the run, and he is going to lose yardage. Good tackle out in space made by Michael Ike. Big defensive tackle, 6'3", 270, a 2-year starter who had 58 tackles a year ago. Loss of 4, second and 14.
That time the defense was there to stop him. That defensive front, we've talked about Michael Ike and Tyson Utes, Gabriel Hunter, 3 seniors that played a lot of football a year ago, and they're back out there this year.
Second and 14, now from the Hendrickson 25. Snap to Gombert. Looking left, throws left, man open and caught. Howell to catch the 20, turns the corner. And he steps out of bounds at the 15, forced out by D. His first catch of the year for Austin Howell. He's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 after a gain of 10.
Howell, the tight end a year ago, moved to fullback this year for a couple of reasons. I think he's a great blocker, is why they put him there, but he also can catch the ball out of the backfield like that, and he had good hands last year, and they've continued this year.
Teachman, the senior receiver, lines up wide left on 3rd and 4. And you see 2 receivers tight to the right to include Eggleston. Gombert talking to the offensive line in 3rd and 4. Snap is back. Here's the rush. Gombert shuffles his feet, throws into traffic. It's caught inside the 5. Lunging end zone. Is he in? No signal yet, and they're going to say he is out of bounds on the catch there for the Rangers. Chandler Cole sets up Smithson Valley. Goal to go at the 2.
We saw Chandler catch 1 ball for 9 yards last week, but that was one of the more impressive catches we've seen. Luke's feet were really choppy and active as he wanted to stay on balance. Then he threw a dart that Cole brought in, tried to muscle it in, but the defense was too much.
Gain of 14 yards. Gombert now 3 straight completions after misfiring in his first 2. Goal to go, they'll say, from the 1. Fortone in the backfield along with Hoskins. It is Fortone's number, the number 3 called as he dives forward, and he's in. 3rd time this season, touchdown Smithson Valley.
Boy, you love someone like Jacob Fortone to get that chance at the end zone. He had 2 big runs in the midst of the drive. This time he gets to finish it off. His 3rd touchdown of the year.
Impressive drive there for the Rangers. As you heard Tony and I talk about the need to engineer a drive. And it's with a short field, and the Rangers pull that off. Out for the PAT, Joaquin Rodriguez. And it remains perfect on the season as he puts it through. 14-7 Rangers on top. Minute 19 to go in the opening quarter on the Rangers Network.
Stop at Fisher's Neighborhood Market for anything a Ranger could need. Whether you're heading to work, coming home from school, or just needing a break to grab something tasty, Fisher's Neighborhood Market is your one-stop shop. Fisher's Neighborhood Market is proud to sponsor the Smithson Valley Rangers.
9 plays, 53 yards, a drive punctuated by Jacob Fortone, a 1-yard touchdown plunge. His 3rd score of the season. Smithson Valley has a 14-7 lead. Minute 19 to go until the end of the first quarter.
I don't know about you, but it seems like we've been playing a long time and it's only been 30 minutes.
That's true. So Smithson Valley, 14 first quarter points last week, 14 so far tonight. Kickoff from Rodriguez. This time it's short of the goal line and taken from about the 2 to the 10. And running left to about the 12, that's it.
Let me give some compliments. It was Justin Avery and a couple of other ones, but Justin doesn't play as much. But Justin ran his lane perfectly down there and forced Reed, who was trying to come wide to the near side, and forced him to go back up toward the middle, and that's where the pursuit was. So a great job of kick coverage, running their lanes to keep the runner where they wanted him to stay.
Jaden Williams on the return there for the Hawks, who, of course, scored their only touchdown of the game on Hendrickson's previous drive. A 31-yard catch on 3rd and 25 on that play. Lucille on first down here. It is a running play. It's Williams, bounces to his right, and not going to get anything. In fact, he'll lose yardage to about the 10. Check that. Not Williams on the carry there for the Hawks. It was Isaiah Moore. And Moore again loses about 4 yards there. 2nd down and 14.
Moore is the senior that they expect big things from. He looks like he has plenty of speed, and he seems powerfully built. That time he just couldn't get to the corner.
Funny thing is, the Hawks don't list another quarterback on the roster outside of Lucio, but in pregame warmups, we saw that it was Moore the one taking those snaps as the emergency quarterback, as this pass is complete to the 15-yard line. Coming up with the catch there was James Hester, the big tight end, 6'4", had a 34-yard touchdown catch last week, and it brings up 3rd and 8 following a gain of 6.
Lucio doesn't seem to have the strongest arm, but he's able to get the ball out in a hurry.
On 3rd and 8, Lucio facing a blitz, dumps a pass over the middle on the screen, up to the 20. First down picked up by the Hawks, and Moore up to the 40-yard line. One man to beat. That is the big running back, finally dragged down at the 44-yard line. On the run there, Josiah Demps, but there is a flag down.
I think that might be offensive face masking, because I think he caught the defensive back and grabbed his face mask as he was coming out with his stiff arm.
Right now the ball is marked out of the Ranger 44. It would go as a 41-yard run if it holds.
41 yards on the play.
Personal foul called against Smithson Valley.
Wow.
Rangers' 3rd penalty of the quarter.
So they're calling the Rangers for the face mask.
And that play was the final one of the first. A lot of big plays for both teams tonight. It's Smithson Valley, though, that holds a 14-7 lead heading into the 2nd quarter. We're back in a moment on the Rangers Network.
Good things come to those who wait. At QVC, we say better things come now. Get it now. Pay over time. No extra charge with Easy Pay. The best news, you can use it on everything. Yes, everything. All the great brands you love and new products you'll discover. So why wait? It's Easy Pay every day. Now through September 30th. Shop QVC and QVC.com.
We're back at Ranger Stadium, 14-7, the Smithson Valley lead as we start the 2nd quarter. What a first quarter we saw. 3 touchdowns, 4 plays covering 30 yards or more, to include Greg Eggleston's 78-yard touchdown run to open the scoring tonight. A 31-yard touchdown pass, Xavier Lucio hooking up with Jaden Williams, and a 1-yard touchdown plunge by Jacob Fortone are scoring in the first quarter.
So again, the defense being asked to buckle up. Inside the 30-yard line, they need a stop.
And the last play of the first quarter was a 41-yard gallop by Josiah Demps. First down for the Ranger 29. Running play up the middle, big hole, stumbling down to the 17-yard line. Moore on the carry there. I said the 17, bigger part, the 23. Good for 6 yards, 2nd and 4.
Defense wasn't set before that snap was made. There might be a penalty flag. Did the offense move early, or were they not set long enough?
It was a very quick snap by the offense, maybe trying to catch the Rangers offsides. Smithson Valley again committed 3 penalties in that first quarter. A lot of finger pointing both ways. Illegal substitution, Smithson Valley.
Huh. Wow.
That's now 2 penalties on this drive alone, as we see James Dearduff come into the game on the defensive line and then quickly come back out. 20 seconds gone by in the second. Hawks down by 7, but on the move. 1st and 10 inside the red zone at the Ranger 18. Lucio, quick throw towards the end zone. Man open, and it is caught for the touchdown. His second tonight. Jaden Williams finds pay dirt. It's a 1-point game.
He just outran the secondary that time, and the throw just beat everyone. Williams ran under it and got it.
3 catches, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns tonight for Jaden Williams. And now the Hawks a 2-point look here, and they're going to go for 2. Lucio, after a low snap, is going to walk it in. And the Hawks take a 1-point lead, 15-14, on their second successful 2-point conversion of the season. So your score, Hendrickson 15, Smithson Valley 14, 11:26 to go until halftime on the Rangers Network.
Fear is the unknown. Your nerves were so shaken.
All of a sudden, there was just a huge explosion. Woof, bang, wallop.
This was war we had to bloody win.
They started something we're going to finish.
World War II witnessed a war on AHC.
6 plays, 88 yards on the drive for the Hawks. The big play of that drive, the 41-yard run on 3rd down for Pflugerville Hendrickson, back when they were at their own 20-yard line, courtesy of Josiah Dimps.
And the 41-yard run was added 15 yards for the personal foul, so it amounts to a 56-yard play.
A lot of chunk plays in this game tonight already. Smithson Valley already 35 yards, some penalties as well. As the offense comes out in a moment after the kickoff, they will. Here's Deese's aforementioned kick. It's short. Brooks fields it at the 32. He'll return, and he's got some space down the sideline. And he was pushed out of bounds shy of the Hawks 40.
I think he got a face mask pulled, and I don't think it was flagged.
Don't see any yellow on the field. And another short kick here for the Hawks, just gifting the Rangers short field position here.
They must be concerned by our kick returners because they have had success this year, but still, that short and to not be able to cover it, you should be there by the time he catches the ball.
4th Ranger possession of the night coming up. The last one traveled 53 yards and ended on a touchdown by Fortone. He's back out there running back. Gobbert back out there quarterback, so far 3 of 5 passing tonight. First down for the Hawks, 42. Motion from Eggleston. It is a run play for Fortone into traffic and gang tackle to the 41 for a gain of a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Their defensive line trying occasionally to give a spurt to create something there. Gonzalez, one of those in the midst of it, along with Utes.
Again, defensively, the Hawks have been so good over the years. Just last year, a team Smithson Valley ultimately didn't play thanks to Lightning. They had 3 Power 5 commits on the defense a year ago.
Yeah.
2nd and 9. Snap back to Gobbert. Running play Eggleston to his left. Turns a corner and runs out of room. Slung out of bounds at the 36 for about 5. Will bring up 3rd down and 4.
Really kind of try to, he was very patient on that run, trying to find the spot. Didn't really find a great one, but still ended up getting it out for what amounts to a 3rd and 5 and some discussions over there on the sideline.
Yeah, there is a flag over there. And was there contact after Eggleston stepped out of bounds? Officials still trying to sort things out.
Chop block.
Illegal chop block in Smithson Valley, so take the run back. The Rangers instead have their 5th penalty of the night.
Whoa.
15-yard penalty.
From the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, turns out from 3rd and 4 to now 2nd down and 24. Killer penalty there for Smithson Valley. Gobbert works with 3 receivers on 2nd and long. Shy midfield. Looking down the middle, throws over the middle. Into traffic, it's intercepted. Into double coverage on the pick there for the Hawks. Joshua Alvarado. And the game's first turnover belongs to Pflugerville Hendrickson.
A Apparently Luke didn't see him. The safety kind of sitting back and baiting him to make that throw and just stepped in the way. I don't know that our receiver was very open there, but he made the throw.
The Hawks defense had 2 interceptions last week, both in the second half of the win over Texarkana. For Gobbert, his 3rd pick of the year. And the Hawks offensively in a rhythm right now. Last 2 possessions have ended in touchdowns. The last one coming off an 88-yard drive. On first down for the 44, Lucille runs the option. He will pitch it late. Moore on the carry, gang tackle by Livingston. And several other Rangers also saw Blake Bowman on the tackle. Takes a lot to bring Moore down, though, as he picks up about 6 yards to the midfield logo. It's 2nd and 4.
He is a load. And the defense that time had to gang tackle him. A bunch of blue jerseys were around him, and finally they got him going sideways until he went down, but he had a head of steam when he caught that ball.
2 minutes gone by in the second. 15-14 Hawks lead and the football. Lucille on 2nd down. Play fake on the keeper to his right, wrapped up and dropped for a loss. Saw Bowen making another play there for Smithson Valley along with Carson Padilla. And now it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 6 after a loss of 2.
Great job by the left side of the defense to stay home after a couple of influencers tried to go right. You saw 2 linemen pull, tried to go left. You saw 2 linemen pull going right, and that's where Lucio tried to follow it, and the defense stayed home.
Watch the big tight end, James Hester, here in the slot. You see kind of a pistol formation here. It is the pistol for Lucio and 3 receivers on 3rd and 6. Rangers a 4-man defensive run. Snap to Lucio. It's a play fake. Backside pursuit. Throws on the run. The pass is incomplete for Hester. The play we were talking about. That throw took him too close to the sideline, though, and it brings up 4th down.
Hobeck and Padilla were there. I think Hobeck got a pretty good shot on him, and Lucio slow getting up.
And Pflugerville Hendrickson will punt it away with 8:53 to go until halftime. So the Rangers defensively there, Tony, stand strong after the offense coughed up the turnover.
Great job by the defense. Now we need to get some field position on a punt return.
D's back to punt again. And the junior takes a snap and gets the ball away. Livingston back to return from his own 15 to his left. And he's going to be wrapped up at about the 22, about 7 yards there on the return, following a 37-yard punt.
There was a late hit and a flag. That'll be added on to the return. Great job by Livingston just getting upfield with the ball, but we'll have to see where the flag takes us.
Livingston coming off a bit gingerly for Smithson Valley, and what's been a rather penalty-filled first half. Personal foul called against Smithson Valley. Goodness. The Rangers' 3rd 15-yard penalty of the game. And 65 yards in penalties altogether here in this first half.
That one ended up being half the distance to the goal, but still 3 major penalties, Brant. That just is not something you see for the guys in blue.
And on first down now from their own 11, the deepest the Rangers have started tonight. It is a running play for Fortone. Corkscrews his way to the 15, maybe the 16-yard line for 5. Good first down run. 2nd down, 5 to go with 8:30 to go in the first half, and the Hawks leading 15-14.
We've got to find some way to be able to get the ball up the field in the air. They're not putting that much pressure on our passing game. We've just got to be able to connect to one of the receivers who's out.
Gombert's last pass was picked off by Alvarado on the previous possession. 2nd and 5. 4 minutes gone by in the second. Gobbert works out of the shotgun on 2nd down. Running play for Tone again, looking for a crease and stumbles forward to the 20. They're good for 4, going to bring up 3rd down and a yard to go. 6 first half carries so far for Fortone.
Kind of curious, 3rd and 1 from your own 20-yard line? Do you mix it up and try to throw the ball a little bit, or you just try to get that first down and live for another play?
About to find out on 3rd and 1 as the offense looks back to the sidelines. Hand signals are in. Those calls relayed to the offensive line by the senior quarterback, Gomber. On 3rd and 1, running play, Hoskins, 20, 25 at a first down. Out across the 30. Good play there by the Rangers. Hoskins picks up about 13 on 3rd and 1 to move the sticks.
Gabe has looked really good running those little sweeps. This time he'd gone to the right twice. This time goes to the left and gets a good gain by finding his way through the hole.
21 yards on 3 carries now for Hoskins, matching his carry total from last week. Again, the Rangers coming off a loss, 45-21 at Midland Lee 7 days ago. The Hawks coming off a win on first down. It is a reverse. Eggleston's got a block to the outside. Can he find the corner? Not really. Man, that's really good defensive pursuit there by the Hawks as he is shoved out at the 36. Play made by Rayvon Morgan. They're going to hold Eggleston to a gain of 3. It's 2nd and 7.
We haven't talked about it much tonight, but Rayvon Morgan is that senior defensive back who probably will play college baseball, but they say he's a phenomenal corner as well, very physical and has great coverage skills. He is one of the leaders of that defensive unit.
A year ago, Morgan played safety. This program has churned out many talented defensive backs, including from a year ago. More on that at a second. On 2nd and 5, meanwhile, it is a running play for Fort Tone. Spun down close to the marker at the 42.5. I think he's just shy. No, he's got it. It's a first down for Fort Tone on a gain of 5.
Right tackle Donnie Bell doing a good job. Also coming up the field and laying a block as Fortone was grabbed initially was Austin Powell. So the offensive line and help are doing a good job of keeping the defense off the running backs.
It was Miles Brooks who played corner for the Hawks the past couple of years and now playing at Arkansas. There have been 10 defensive backs to commit to Power 5 programs out of the city of Pflugerville over the past 5 years. First down for the 43. Play fake for Gomber. Jumps a pass over the middle. It's caught at the 40. Running to the 20-yard line. Inside the 10. Inside the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown. Cooper Douglas. 57 yards. And the Rangers take the lead right back.
Cooper Douglas, who didn't have a catch at all last week, comes up with one here, and it's a big one. And what he did at the end of that catch, besides catching it one-handed and pulling it in, is he ran away from their secondary.
Another big play in this game from one of these two teams. Our 5th tonight, covering more than 30 yards. That one again good for 57. Gomber's 2nd touchdown pass of the season. Rodriguez out for the PAT. Gomber the holder. Kick is up. Rodriguez has not missed this season. 5:22 to go until halftime. Good one tonight from Ranger Stadium. Smithson Valley 21, Hendrickson 15 on the Rangers Network.
For all of us, it's really important to have our own piece of land. What we're doing here is symbolizing the future of the Browns.
It's really important to have the houses finished before the snow locks us up.
This is going to be a long, hard winter.
An all-new episode of Alaskan Bush People, Sundays at 9 on Discovery.
Watch Discovery. GVTC, Channel 554.
Explosive, entertaining first half tonight. Last drive of the Rangers navigating 89 yards in 6 plays, ending on a 57-yard touchdown pass. Luke Gomber to Cooper Douglas, senior to junior. And the Rangers have a 21-15 lead with 5 minutes and 22 seconds to go until halftime.
Still can't believe that catch. Cooper Douglas, nowhere on the radar a year ago. He's come in 2 games into this season, and he's becoming one of the go-to guys through the passing game.
And Tony, how about Gomber's next play mentality? His previous pass was picked off looking for Douglas, and that time just went back to the well and found him on the strike for the end zone. Kickoff by Rodriguez. It's short, fielded at the 23, and brought down right there. That's a great play made on special teams for Smithson Valley, courtesy of Jacob Perez, a senior. Now the Hawks will start at their own 24, down by 6 with 5 minutes and change to go in the second quarter.
We've talked about kick coverage a couple of times. This time a real positive kick coverage by the Rangers, who popped it up and came down and made a tackle right on the spot.
Last Hawks possession ended in a punt. First down for their own 24, 3 wide for Lucio. And he will throw it on first down off of a play fake to Hester, the big tight end. And has a first down out across the 35-yard line, good for 12 yards. First down, Hendrickson.
Sure looked like the Rangers might be able to get a hand on it or something as that ball was coming in, but Hester went up and grabbed it and pulled it down.
His second catch tonight on first down, running play. Moore slamming his way into the Ranger defense. And the tackle is made by Jackson Senning. Senior had 5 tackles last week. Holds Moore to a gain of a yard, second down and 9. Well, you look at the backfield, and Demps and Moore are just a load. I have to imagine the Rangers are going to know they played a football game tomorrow.
Yeah, I won't argue with that at all.
Second and 9, Lucio to throw, spins to his left. Here's the pressure, airing it out deep, looking for Hardiman, and it is intercepted over the shoulder by Betsy. What a play, stumbling back to the 15-yard line. And the Rangers have their first turnover of the game.
Great job by Betsy of just getting position and in essence slowing down the receiver and being the guy who's going to get the ball. He did a great job of cutting him off and not allowing him to get to the ball. Again, great job by Cullen Betsy.
Had 2 picks a year ago. That one is first of 2019. The Rangers a year ago only forced 6 takeaways. The year prior to that, in 2017, they forced 21. Turnover is a big point of emphasis for Coach Hill and his defense this season. So first and 10 now for their own 16. Last drive went 89 yards. They're now 84 away from the end zone. On first down, Fortone has his name called and dropped for no gain at the 15-yard line to bring up second and 10.
That time their defensive line didn't give any ground, and a good job by that was Michael Ike who kind of did the most of it. Also down in there was Nathaniel Johnson, a backup at defensive end.
We spoke highly about the Hawk defensive backs over the years. D-line also excellent. Just last year, Curly Young at defensive end committed to Cal in 2018. The name Samaje Perine is familiar to many. Great running back at Oklahoma. Later a draft pick by Washington in the 4th round. Played running back for Hendrickson. Second and 10, deep ball by Gombert. He's got Eggleston. The catch is stride, running inside the 30, and he's gone. 84-yard house call. Greg Eggleston, no flags.
Wow. Luke Gombert threw what has to be one of the most spectacular passes he's ever thrown. Just heaved it down the field. Eggleston just caught it in stride and ran in.
Or was there a flag? The officials are talking things over. I don't see any yellow on the field. Eggleston never fell down, never stepped out of bounds. I don't see, again, the penalty marker, but they're holding up things here. Maybe a post-score penalty.
Defensive holding.
Personal
fouls, offsetting.
Offsetting. Touchdown holds. So how about Luke Gombert? Last 2 passes, good for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns.
You know, you have to believe that was a post-touchdown alternating personal fouls, but something you don't want to be involved in if your team just scored.
So I can say this for the second time tonight, the Rangers' longest play from scrimmage this season. P.A.T. Rodriguez, good again. 28-15 Smithson Valley, 3:41 to go until halftime on the Rangers Network.
Matt, we are excited to hear what you have come up with for the new Sage Capital Bank jingle.
You are going to love it. We think it really embodies Sage Capital Bank. Emotes class, tradition, effort. Well, just give it a listen.
Man, that's really got spirit, but isn't that
awesome?
That's the Smith.
Best song ever.
Well, yes, it is.
Yes, nailed it. Guys, we have got ourselves a jingle. Let's do it again.
Sage Capital Bank is proud to support the Smithson Valley Rangers, and you can bank on that.
The son of former Smithson Valley volleyball coach turned CISD athletic director Liana Gobbert, Luke Gobbert, connects to Greg Eggleston on an 84-yard touchdown pass to put the Rangers on top 28-15, 3:41 to go until halftime. Have to imagine Mom is pretty proud right now.
And you have to think that Greg Eggleston is enjoying this offensive gig after tackling people a year ago.
Eggleston tonight has touched the ball 4 times, and he has 162 yards to show for it and 2 touchdowns. Short kickoff fielded at the 19, and the returner is slung down at about the 17-yard line. That's it. With 3:38 to go until the break. The Rangers holding on to a 13-point lead. They have scored 14 unanswered.
Hunter LeClure and Blake Bowman did the job that time on the kick returner to spill him in what was looked like an awkward return.
Smithson Valley has already surpassed his point total from last week.
Indeed they have.
One of just 3 teams in 26-6A to lose last week. Some of the teams around the district looked very good a week ago. Lucio on first down for the 27. Out of the pistol, running play, Moore. And the Rangers drag him down to the 29-yard line, maybe the 28. Only a yard there from Moore. Has not really got on track a lot tonight. 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Hawks.
Good job by Luke Simonero at the bottom of that pile, just clogging it up with Trey Witcher, not letting that offensive line get any kind of a surge or create any kind of a lane.
Steele beat O'Connor last week, 43-31. Judson, a victory over League City, Clear Springs. Clemens, East Central New Braunfels also winning their games. On 2nd and 9, Lucio off the play fake, rolls out to his right, takes off to run. And the short quarterback scampers his way for a first down of the 40-yard line, out of bounds, the 41. 13-yard pickup for Lucio, the senior. Junior, beg your pardon.
He had a receiver looking for, that was Hester over the middle, that was well covered, and that looked like his only receiver he was looking at, and he pulled it down and ended up getting good yardage as he was being chased by a lot of different Ranger defenders.
Lucio now 14 yards rushing tonight as we are inside of 3 minutes to go in the half. And Smithson Valley leading 28-15. Short week coming up for the Rangers this week. They next play this coming Thursday in San Antonio against the Madison Mavericks, a team that Clemens shut out last week, 28-0. First and 10, Hawks at their own 41. And Lucio not the one at quarterback here. Maybe he got dinged up with the last play. Moore's going to take the snap here. And it is a running play for his running back mate, Demps, and he's dumped at the 45 for 4. 2nd and 6, and now a lineman is slowly get up here for Hendrickson. Slow to his feet at the 40-yard line, and just now getting up, that's big DJ Mays, the guard. And now he goes back down.
Another player went down when that was all happening, and kind of trying to keep an eye on him as well. He might just be trying to tie his shoe. So we didn't really know who the backup quarterback would be, but we see that it is Moore.
At first I was wondering if Moore was coming in to run a Wildcat package, but it didn't look like that on the inception of the play. And so Moore stays in at quarterback for the time being. As Tony and I have said, yes, there's not another player on the Hawks roster with the position abbreviation of Q and B. Moore's back to throw. Flushed out to his right. On the run, forced out by Witcher. He'll lose yardage. At the 41-yard line, loss of 4 for Moore brings up 3rd and 10.
Still looking the sideline for Lucio. He's not really near the coaching staff, the offensive coaching staff, and
now he's back out there.
Okay, there he is. He's come back on the field.
And now Hendrickson faced with 3rd down and long. Down by 13, approaching 2 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Malachi Armstrong and more in the backfield with him. On third down, here's the blitz. Going deep to the far side. And he's got a man, but overshot him. At about the 17-yard line, looking for Williams, who's had a big night, and it brings up fourth down.
Jalen Nutt on the coverage did a good job of staying with him, and at the last minute kind of lunged, but you're right, the pass was not close enough for Williams to get to.
Lucio has misfired on 3 out of his past 4 passes, to include the pick from Betsy earlier in the quarter. So since the Hawks took that 15-14 lead, Smithson Valley has taken control of this game, both sides of the ball, Tony.
And they'll get it one more time, as we will see a punt.
With 3 timeouts left, D's back to punt the ball away and didn't get the snap off in time. Delay of game coming up on Hendrickson. That's their 3rd penalty of the half.
That certainly doesn't help your cause.
I mentioned Madison on the schedule for this coming Thursday, and Tony, it's crazy because it feels like the season just began, because it did. That's the final non-district game of the year on Thursday.
It's a big district, huh?
8 teams. After Thursday, they all count. D's with the punt. Going back, Livingston has to retreat inside the 10. He's going to let it go into the end zone. Rangers catch a break there. That's a net 44-yard punt for the Hawks.
Livingston, the senior, who had 10 tackles and 3 of them unassisted a week ago, made a really heads-up play there, because he went over to grab it, and I think he felt like it was going to go in the end zone, and it barely did.
There were some really standout performances last week in the district, by the way. Steel quarterback White Beagle against O'Connor. 252 yards passing, 4 scores, and just 9 completions in their win. Meanwhile, Judson running back DeAnthony Lewis, 153 yards rushing, 3 scores, as the Rockets beat League City Clear Springs last Friday.
You think Steele's quarterback was efficient?
9 completions for 252 yards and 4 scores, I'd say so. As they won their shootout over O'Connor. 1st and 10 Rangers of the 25 with a minute 49 to go.
They put the ball at the 25, and I'm thinking, this is high school, isn't it?
You know, what's funny, Tony, I did the same thing. Thought to myself, was there a rule change I wasn't made aware of? Because touchbacks on punts should be the 20, not like kickoffs the 25. After all that, it's a draw play and 1st down. For Tone, the ball carrier to the 21 for a yard. That'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Kind of a slow developing draw, kind of blockish, if you will, on the fake. Need to get better at that, but now you need to make sure you get a couple of yards on these first couple of plays so you can play like you can get another score.
For Tone, 9 first-half carries so far.
I don't think we're interested in scoring anymore. I just think we want to run out the clock.
Keep in mind, Smithson Valley will get the football to start the 3rd quarter. But yes, there's no sense of urgency right now from the Rangers. All 3 timeouts, their back pocket, not using them. On 2nd down, Fortone, the run up the middle, and the Rangers might change their minds now as Fortone takes a carry out to the 30-yard line for a 1st down.
So the clock stops on the 1st down, not on a timeout, as the Rangers don't use a timeout, but we'll see what they do on this play. I'm guessing they're just going to run the clock out.
The clock has started back up after the change move. We're inside of 50 seconds to go. And Smithson Valley, again, not hurrying up right now. And Tony, I believe you're right. The Rangers will be content with the 13-point lead going into the break. Gobbert on 1st down. Back to throw now. Steps up, rolls out to his left, throws the ball to the sideline, and incomplete for Teetsman at the 35.
What a nice-looking play, being mobile with what he did there. Gombert threw a strike that just wasn't grabbed, and that's something that's got to happen. You scramble and make that kind of a play, you need your receiver to pull it down.
Stops the clock, 2nd and 10, 27 seconds to go. You think about field goal range for Rodriguez, we really don't know his range. made just one field goal as a backup to Mason Reed last year. No field goals made this season. 2nd and 10 from the 30. Gobbert, handoff, Eggleston to his left. At the 30, he's been explosive all night. Not so much here. Gains 5 inbounds is where he's dropped to the far sideline, and that should end the half. Inside of 10 seconds, and the Rangers start making their way to the locker rooms, as will we. So Smithson Valley, a pair of 14-point quarters, sees the Rangers on top of the half over Pflugerville Hendrickson, 28-15. Halftime coverage coming up on the Rangers Network. We're back in a moment.
Summerhill Dental, how may I help you? Let me get someone who can help you. There's a phone call for cleaning on line 2.
I'll get Melanie on the phone. Line 2 for you.
Thank you. Hi, this is Melanie. Yes, we do deep cleanings and mouth guards. Of course we do implants. We actually make them here in-house. I can get Dr. Bayless to talk to you about it. Don't forget to point your toe.
Thank you. Summerhill Dental. We are your Smithson Valley dentist.
Welcome back to Ranger Stadium. Again, your score at the half, Smithson Valley 28, Pflugerville Hendrickson 15. Now for your enjoyment, we'll let the crowd mic take over as the Smithson Valley Marching Band performs here at halftime at Ranger Stadium.
And now, taking center stage, the Smithson Valley Color Guard under the direction of Sam Woodfield. The 2019 Color Guard officers are Annamique Brooks, Keely Graber, Jaden Martinez, and Naomi Morrow. Please welcome the Smithson Valley Color Guard as they perform a feature routine to dance.
Good things come to those who wait. At QVC, we say better things come now. Get it now. Pay over time. No extra charge with Easy Pay. The best news? You can use it on everything. Yes, everything. All the great brands you love and new products you'll discover. So why wait? It's Easy Pay every day. Now through September 30th. Shop QVC and QVC.com.
So looking back at the big first half for the Rangers offensively, you look at the touchdown scores, it was a big first half for Greg Eggleston on the ground, 5 carries, 83 yards and a touchdown. One of them a 78-yard score in the Rangers' second play of the game. Eggleston also caught one pass, good for 84 yards and a score in the second quarter. Passing, Luke Gobbert, 5 of 8, 174 yards, the 2 scores. Also threw 1 pick. Gobbert also connected it with Cooper Douglas on a second quarter touchdown pass. Meanwhile, for the Hawks, a big first half for Jaden Williams, their wide receiver. Williams, 3 catches, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns from 31 and 18 yards away. Ranger ball to start the third quarter. It is a squib kick. It bounces off a Ranger, and it's taken by a Hawk at the 40-yard line.
Wow.
Looked to be kind of in between an onside and a squib kick.
I think we have offsides, though.
You look at penalties in the first half. The Hawks committed 3 for 11 yards. The Rangers 6 for 61.
Well, I've got an official out here saying it's offsides, but our referee didn't make a signal I didn't see.
But you're right, Tony. The kickoff units come out again. And after all that, the Rangers not going to be fooled this time. And the Hawks will be kicking from further back.
Well, they put the ball back on the 40 again, though.
They did. And they will pick up the ball and rightfully move it back 5 yards to the 35-yard line. So now the Rangers again should be a red alert here.
Well, they caught somebody sleeping on that one because they popped it up a couple of times. This time the squib that they were at in a hurry, but maybe because they were offsides.
Looks like it hit Joe Van Pelt on the previous play. All of a second came off the third quarter clock, so we'll do this again. Out to handle the kicking duties is Michael Skiles. And Skiles with a short end-over kick this time. Fielded at the 28. It's Howe on the return across the 35 and tracked down to the 40-yard line. So the Rangers started offense from their own 40, 60 yards away, leading by 13. They have scored 14 unanswered, leading at 28-15.
Certainly, we have to compliment the offense for being a lot more consistent in the first half. Several extended drives, and all of those drives that resulted in touchdowns were after the first one. The next three were really more determined to put some plays together, except for the one play 84-yard touchdown drive.
Fairly balanced offensive first half as well. 174 yards through the air, 139 on the ground. The first play of the third quarter is a screen for Eggleston to catch the 40 and takes it up to the 46 for 6 yards. Will bring up second down and 4.
You've got to see with that first play, designed as it was, that this is an offense that wants to put the ball in the hands of Greg Eggleston right away. Play clock never got reset. It's already down below 10. The referee trying to get him to reset it. There it is.
It is, again, the first home game of the year here at Ranger Stadium. Everybody trying to shake off the cobweb, so to speak. Remember, the Rangers did not score in the second half last week against a very good Rebel defense. On second down and 4. Gombert hands off for Tone. Big hole to 50-yard line for Tone. Bounces off a tackler inside of midfield and takes it up to the Hawks' 42-yard line. Gain of 14. A physical run there for Tone.
And he is showing that he can be a workhorse. He can also be a physical runner. And right now he's the bell cow for this running game.
That's now 11 carries for Tone, good for 57 yards. First and 10 from the Hawks' 41. Out of the shotgun, Gombert with the handoff for Tone again. Dives 4 to the line of scrimmage and no more. Second and 10 coming up on the stop there for the Hawks. Big number 31, Ramses Gonzalez, 6'1", 220. I mentioned Curly Young a year ago, the Cal commit, and Gonzalez was his backup. Second and 10.
Defensive line looks like they're getting worn down. We saw this toward the end of the half as they got their hands on their hip and they just not moving as quickly as they had, although they made a good stop there.
90 seconds gone by the third. Rangers on top 28-15. On second and 10 for the 41. Gombert throws left into traffic, nearly picked off. In zone coverage, getting his hands on it. Joshua Alvarado, who intercepted Gombert earlier in the game, brings up third and 10.
Looking at Howell there, kind of in triple coverage while he had Eggleston out in the left flat that was wide open. And I think Luke's trying to put the ball in specific places for the play, and maybe sometimes a check down or a move to a different receiver has to be something he recognizes.
Mentioned the Rangers open district play 2 weeks from now. The Hawks open district play next week in 13-6A against Round Rock Westwood. Third and 10 for the 41. Gombert on the rollout. Looking to his right for Eggleston. The pass is overthrown off his hand and incomplete. Don't think that was going to yield a whole lot anyway, as he was defended in space by Rayvon Morgan. On 4th and 10, the Rangers will punt.
Again, Luke in his second start as a varsity player, trying to make the right choice. That time he chose Eggleston. I think Douglas was down about the 35-yard line uncovered. So he just has to be able to find those receivers, and we know as the season progresses he'll keep getting better.
Just the second punt of the night for Garrett Brooks. Line drive end over end punt that will squirm into the end zone. That'll go down as a net 21-yard punt for Brooks. We have 10-11 to go in the third. Hawks coming out on offense for the first time in the third quarter. Trailing 28-15. A look at the first out numbers for junior quarterback Xavier Lucio. 5 of 9 passing for Bucko 3. 2 scores, both to Jared Williams, and 1 interception picked off by Cullen Betsy. First down from his own 20. The 5'7" quarterback is back to throw. Rangers bring a 4-man rush, a screen. It's caught by Williams, running right to the 25, has some blockers. spins his way to the 34-yard line, gain of 14.
Second time they've thrown the screenplay tonight, Brant. The first time was on a 3rd and long. This time on 1st down. Spread out 4 receivers. Let the rush come in, and you've got some openings there and a big gain of 14.
The Rangers allowed a 100-yard receiver last week in Midland Lee's star wideout Loic Fungi. And Williams a yard shy of 100 tonight. He's got 99 yards receiving on 4 catches. First down for the 34. Lucio on the option play to the near side. It's a broken play, it looks like, and the Rangers make them pay. Lucio slung down at around the 26-yard line. Darlington Frash was there for the Rangers. And that's going to bring up 2nd down and long.
Nice job of staying with him as they did a little deception there and tried to come a sweet or a pitch play this way, but the Rangers were all over it.
Looked like Jalen Nutt was also in pursuit there for Smithson Valley. Loss of 8 yards. 2nd and 18 now from their own 26. Lone setback is the big, physical, burly Josiah Demps, who had a good first half, 58 yards rushing. On 2nd and 18, high snap. Lucio gathers it in, and then he is sacked. Back of the 19-yard line. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and very long for the Hawks.
Connor Hambrook, a senior who's a backup at defensive end, came in strong that time and got to the takedown.
Another loss of 8, as yes, Hambrook has a sack. Had 2 tackles last week in the loss in Midland. A converted linebacker to now defensive end. Remains out there on 3rd and 26. A Ranger front line of Luke Seminaro, Hambrook, Trey Bellew-Witcher, and Tanner Hobeck. On 3rd down, little swing pass, and it's caught. Demps dumped at the 26 for 7, well short of the 1st down.
Good job again. The defense just swarming to the ball, and even though they got the ball out as Lucio was having a heavy rush on him, tacklers are being sure here in the second half of not letting runners run through them.
And Demps is now on his elbows and knees at the 27-yard line where the play ended. Again, the big man has been very involved tonight. 58 yards on the ground, now 7 through the air. Then being looked at by the training staff. With 8:09 to go in the 3rd quarter, as he's helped up to his feet, Smithson Valley holds a 28-15 lead. And Demps is visibly hobbling towards the sideline, unable to put much weight on his left leg.
He was grabbing at something, whether it was a knee or an ankle, we don't know, but he was not wanting to get up very quickly.
It's already a Hawks team lacking depth. You heard Tony mention just 3 returning starters on both sides of the football, 40 players lost from last year. Spoke to Coach Killian early this week asking for the 2 deep, and he says, we really don't have one.
Yeah.
Just not very deep in many positions. Back to punt D's at his own 14. Livingston back to return. The punt is away. Livingston trying to track it down, and he will pick it up at the 28-yard line. Sidesteps 1 tackler, and then sent down at about the 32. That's a good 46-yard punt, though, off the foot of D's, and about 4 yards on the return. 7:45 to go. 3rd quarter. Smithson Valley on top 28-15. And Tony, that was a good second half showing by Smithson Valley's defense.
It was, and good to see, as I mentioned, the tackling. We're so much more sure of making tackles than we were in the first half when it seemed like the Hawks were breaking a lot of tackles.
Again, the Hawks played very well in the second half last week. Smithson Valley did not. Let's see if either of those 2 trends hold up tonight. Rangers with their second half possession. They drove into Hawks territory in the first and settled for a punt. Gobbert on 1st down from his own 33. It is a handoff to Fortone. Slices the defense up the middle. Tripped at his knees up to the 44. Gain of 11 yards, moves the sticks.
I don't know, but is that the first time we've kind of run straight up the middle? That time he gave it to Fortune, who took a step left and went off the center left guard slot. I think most of the times he's been coming right or left. This time pretty much straight up the middle, and the hole was there.
Fortune now up to 71 yards rushing on the night, 25 in the second half already. And out 1st down for the 44. The senior quarterback, Gobbert. Back to hand it off to Fortone. A long handoff. Fortone is dropped at the 46 for 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 again. The bar has been set pretty high. The last 3 quarterbacks at Smithson Valley all went on to sign Division I scholarships. Levi Williams now at Wyoming. Again, his Cowboys are in South Texas to play Texas State tomorrow. Josh Atkins is at New Mexico State as the Aggie starter. And Garrett Smith, of course, went on to play at ULM. A lot asked out of this position over the years. As Gobbard embarks on his first year as a starter. On 2nd and 8, he throws complete to Eggleston on a swing pass inside of midfield. Jukes the defender out of his shoes at the 45-yard line. Explodes inside the 40 to the 39, out of bounds there. Penalty marker, though, down at the 39. We'll check the flag.
Great job by Tietzman that time of blocking the corner on the play, allowing Eggleston to come in. And there's a face mask call. That'll add some yards onto that pass and run.
15-yard completion at 15 more on the penalty. 4 flags now in the game for the Hawks for 26 yards. And Smithson Valley sniffing the red zone. Now first down from the 23. Near the halfway point of the 3rd quarter, the Rangers trying to take control of the game, leading 28-15.
Big time here to let's just march it in with some steady offense.
Tietzman, receiver to the left. Eggleston wide to the right on first down. Gombert on the play fake. Bootlegs right, got a receiver in space, and Chandler Cole dropped it. Turned to look upfield before he brought the pass in. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Execution again, and a drop pass like we had one late in the half. You don't like to see those, but Gombert is looking much more comfortable on those fake handoffs and bootlegs, and that time I thought he looked really sharp, made a good delivery, it just wasn't caught.
If you recall, Cole had a big 3rd down catch in the first half for 14 yards.
Down at the goal line.
2nd and 10, that's right, Fortone scored to the very next play. From the 23, 2 men in the backfield. Gombert takes a snap, running play, Fortone. Behind right guard, Fortone barrels his way down to the 16. 7 hard-earned yards there for the senior. Will bring up 3rd and 3.
You know, we talked about this last year. The running backs blocked for each other, and that time Hoskins did a great job of leading Fortone through the hole and knocked off a defender or 2 on the way, clearing the way.
Already 14 carries for Fortone. He had 23 a week ago. 3rd down and 2. They'll mark it from the 16. Fortone in the backfield again. And Gombert, after clapping his hands, looks back to the sidelines. Play call changes here. Fortone talks the big guys up front. 3rd down and 3. Running play, Hoskins turns a corner. 15 has a block from Tietzman inside the 10 and down to the 5. What a great block in space by the senior receiver, Eric Tietzman.
Hoskins again for the 2nd time has done that sweep and got outside and beat the defenders to the corner and then been able to run upfield this time for a good, 10, 11 yards.
Now goal to go for the 6. You can see that thin Hawks defense starting to get tired. A lot of hands on hips here. Smithson Valley very physical running the football in the 2nd half. On 1st and goal, here's a run again for Fortone. Fortone explodes into the end zone. 2nd touchdown tonight. His 4th of 2019, and the Rangers have a 34-15 lead. A methodical Ranger drive that featured a lot of the ground game. Joaquin Rodriguez out for the PAT, looking for a 20-point Ranger lead. And Rodriguez will hand it to them. All Rangers here in the home opener. Smithson Valley 35, Hendrickson 15 on the Rangers Network. We're back in a moment.
3, 2, 1, here we go.
Welcome to our NASCAR Race Hub.
From the green flag at Daytona to the checkers of Homestead, in the car,
That close might get you on race up.
under the hood, and hanging with the drivers.
A little love fest here. Gordon, Harvick, Canal, and of course the champ.
We've got the drama,
Get the heck out of the way.
the science,
New levels of analysis and storytelling for the sport.
NASCAR Race Hub, weeknights at 6 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Jacob Fortone already 40 yards rushing in the third quarter on 5 carries. His last goes for a 6-yard touchdown run. His second tonight. Fortone, 15 carries so far this evening, 86 yards, 2 scores. Rangers on top, 35-15, 4:41 to go in the third.
Wind has picked up just a little bit.
Can we get some of that in the press box? No AC up here tonight.
AC has been limited, hasn't it?
I am about 5 minutes away from going shirtless in the booth. Tony will have to avert his eyes. We focus ours on Rodriguez's kickoff from the 40. End over end kick. Returner on the run. That's Reed at the 5-yard line out across the 10 to the 15 and jumps his way to the 26. And that's where the next Hawks drive will begin, trailing by 20. And now, Tony, the Ranger defense, a 20-point lead. They know the playbook is going to get smaller as the Hawks might not be able to run as much as they would like. And really pin your ears back now.
They have been able to put pressure on Lucio all night long, and that has to continue right now because you got to believe he wants to air it out when he can, and they'd like to break some runs.
And remember, Jalen Dimps left the game last drive, hobbled his way off their star tailback. Here is Isaiah Moore, one of the other backs that he is shoved out of bounds at the 25. He'll lose a yard. Pick a Ranger that made the play there.
Jalen Nutt said, hey, not in my yard. He just took him and put a shoulder on a shoulder and wouldn't let him turn the corner, a loss of a couple.
That is the third negative rush tonight by Moore, who has not really got things going in the ground game like Dimps has.
And we thought early in the game he'd be their better runner.
Now trips formation tight to the line with a single receiver on the short side of the right on 2nd and 12. It is a keeper for Lucio, trying to reverse field, and the Rangers track him down. Another loss there for the Hawks offensively. Witcher on the stop for the Rangers, back to the 22. It's a loss of 3. And it brings up 3rd and 15.
Luke Seminaro also in on the play. Had an offensive lineman on his back, and he fought through it to get to the ball carrier.
Think about this. In this third quarter, the Hawks have rushed the ball 4 times. -8, -8, -2, -3. Smithson Valley right now is winning the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 15 for their own 22. Approaching 3 minutes to go in the third, and the Rangers on top by 20. Lucio passing down to throw. Here's the rush, chased by Hobeck. On the run, the left-handed quarterback loses the football, and it stays in bounds. No, it bounces out of bounds, but they'll lose yardage on the fumble at the 17.
Wow.
A loss of 5 more for the Hawks brings up 4th down.
Was he trying to bring it back to throw it, or it just slipped out of his hands?
I think the latter. I think he went back to throw, and the ball just came out.
Yeah.
The close to the second quarter really flipped this game for Smithson Valley. Remember, the Hawks pieced together back-to-back scoring drives, got a 2-point conversion, led 15-14. The game has not been the same since then.
They wrapped around the quarter break to get that score and started the second quarter with all kinds of momentum. Now they have too many players on the field. And that's an illegal substitution.
That is the second penalty of the quarter against the Hawks. A team that again won 7 games last year, 10 wins the year before that, but in a loaded 13-6A district. The Hawks actually picked by the Austin American Statesman to miss the postseason this year. Dees back to front, punt from his own 2, gets it away amidst the Ranger rush. Livingston returns from the 45. And he is to midfield and a little bit more than that to the 48, that's all. So that's going to go down as a 43-yard punt. Dees doing a good job punting the ball tonight. Roughly about 70 yards on the return. 2:50 left, third quarter. Smithson Valley in control, 35-15.
You saw it the last punt, and then this one, the Rangers trying to see if they can get to the punter. Got close with a couple of guys that time, but they're still a step or two short.
Tonight, the fourth scheduled meeting between these two in the last 4 years, but only one of the previous 3 scheduled games was played, and what a game that was. More on that in a second. 1st and 10, Rangers in Hawks territory, the 48. On first down, Gobbert from the gun. He'll hand off to Fortone to his left. Fortone dancing his way to the 47 for a yard. A flag is in well behind the play, and we'll check the marker. So again, in 2017, that marked the debut for Levi Williams. Smithson Valley won 24-20, a game-winning touchdown with 2 seconds to go. It's a face mask, by the way, called against the Hawks. Their second 15-yard penalty of this third quarter. But Tony, going back to that game at P Field in Pflugerville, what a finish that was. Remember, that game-winning touchdown was on like 4th down and 15 from the 25, something like that.
And it's funny, we've been scheduled to play 4 times, and 2 of them have been canceled by weather. So that one that we did play is almost forgettable at times.
On first down, following the penalty, play fake for Gobbert on the bootleg, throws across the grain, and it's caught. Nice catch in traffic to the 27 by Luis Camacho. First time he's touched the ball offensively this year. It's good for about 7 yards in the completion, 2nd and 3.
Backup fullback. Camacho is senior at 5'7" and 150.
Saw Camacho touch the ball in special teams earlier tonight. 2 minutes to go in the third. Rangers a 20-point lead. On 2nd down and 4 from the 26. Gobbert hands off for Tone. Spears his way to the 24 for 2. Brings up 3rd down, 2 to go.
Offensive line didn't get the same surge we've seen earlier and didn't really create any kind of a lane as the defense and some backups are in there for their defensive unit. That time Aiden Keith, a backup linebacker. Actually, he's the Mike linebacker, but he made the play and he hadn't been called very much tonight at all.
A defense that allowed only 17.5 points a game a year ago. There was a down year for the Hawks back in 2016. They went 3-7. And that unit gave up more than 36 points a game. A lot of improvement since then for Coach Gilling's team, but again, a lot of holes in the defense after losing so many from a year ago. As Fortone churns out a first down on the carry to the 19-yard line for 5 more hard-earned yards.
Fortone just simply saying, I'm going to get this on my own, and he just bowled over the defensive units, defensive players that got in his way there. Really physical.
Smithson Valley inside the red zone again. This third quarter has been dominated by the Rangers.
Another methodical drive, just marching the ball down the field, imposing the will. Play clock under 10, game clock under 40 seconds here in the third.
On first down, Gobbert. It is a draw here to Fortone. That time followed up for a loss. Good play made by the D-line there for the Hawks. It was Gabriel Hunter. 6'4", 225, second-year starter who was looking for big things in 2019 after hauling in 8 sacks a year ago. Going to bring up 2nd down and 13.
It's one of those plays, again, that it just takes too long too much defensive penetration to make the play successful.
Well, Smithson Valley led at the end of 2, 28-15. They lead at the end of 3, 35-15. Start of the fourth quarter coming up. This is the Rangers Network.
Stop at Fisher's Neighborhood Market for anything a Ranger could need. Whether you're heading to work, coming home from school, or just needing a break to grab something tasty, Fisher's Neighborhood Market is your one-stop shop. Fisher's Neighborhood Market is proud to sponsor the Smithson Valley Rangers.
Again, methodical the drive. 5 plays into it, just trying to, we talked about last week, just trying to get first downs, man. Get that first down tally up, and that means you're moving the ball efficiently.
On 2nd and 13 here, Gobbert operates with trips bunched to his right, single receiver lined up to the left. Gobbert, play fake, bootlegs to his right, steps up against the pressure and goes down. Hawks swarming defense. Lasso down Gobbert. On the sack there was Aiden Keith, the junior, second year in varsity, drops Gobbert for a loss to the 29-yard line. Brings up third down, beg your pardon, the 26, 3rd and 17.
That fake handoff and bootleg is just one too many times tonight, as the defense was definitely ready for Gobbert to try that one. And he turned the corner, and his eyes were on white uniforms chasing him.
We've seen some big third down conversions in this game from both teams. See what the Rangers can muster up here on 3rd and 17. Whistles before the snap. Timeout, Coach Hill and Smithson Valley. 11:16 left, fourth quarter. Rangers on top, 35-15 again. The district last week had 5 teams victorious, 3 in the losing end. Brought up Steele and Judson and Clemens their wins. Well, New Braunfels defeated Alamo Heights last week, 31-17. East Central, a 48-10 winner over Corpus Christi Ray. While Kenya lost to Lehman, 24-21. Sabarcus was beaten by Hayes, 41-13. And again, an 8-team district, 7 games on the schedule, Tony, and not many you could take a Sharpie to and write W.
No, you wouldn't be very wise if you wrote anything on most of those district games, because this is obviously, we've talked about it for years, one of the more difficult districts to compete in, and you're one of those programs that's been in the top half for a long time, and you know this year probably won't be any different.
Smithson Valley will open district play 2 weeks from tonight, September 20th, and they will do so at home against Clemens, a Buffalo team playing really well again tonight. Out of the timeout, the Rangers' first of the second half. It's 3rd and 17 for the 26. Gobbert off the play fake. Being pressured, lassoed, and sacked. Back at the 37-yard line. Another play made by Gabe Hunter. And the Rangers are now out of field goal range at the 36. It's 4th down and a long way to go.
So a couple of sacks means you're going to have to punt. Speaking of Clemens, who we see in 2 weeks, remember when Frank Harris beat Smithson Valley by himself, now the starting quarterback at UTSA?
What was that, a 56-54 final, something like that?
57-56, I think. 2-point conversion to win the game.
That's right, that's what it was. Here's the punt by Brooks, and it bounces into the end zone, despite the efforts of Betsy to track it down. So it is 1st and 10. Hendrickson coming up, and the grains, or the sands of time is running out on Hendrickson here. They're down 3 possessions, 10:27 to go. Pretty much from here on out, the Hawks have to be flawless.
You have to appreciate the offense, though, that put together a nice 6 or 7 play drive. Even though a couple of sacks ended it, they still took up a lot of time off the clock.
Lucio on first down for the 20, calls for motion from Williams. A big first half for him, not so much in the second. And movement by Hendrickson. Funny, the script is kind of flipped here in terms of flags from the first half to the second. That's 4 second half penalties against the Hawks. The Rangers, after committing 6 in the first half, have not committed any since the second quarter.
And the 6 that they had in the first half were very uncharacteristic from a Larry Hill coach team, especially when 3 of them were major infractions.
4 wide and 1st and 15 for their own 15-yard line. Williams, a motion man for Lucille, and another false start on Hendrickson. Make that 5 second half flags against the Hawks. And then now up to 56 yards and penalties tonight. The Rangers 61.
They haven't run a play yet here on this drive, and they've lost 10 yards.
Going backwards again, and we said it. The Hawks have got to be flawless from here on out to have a shot. 10:25, not a lot of time to score. 3 touchdowns. Lucio.
They did it again.
Yep, right guard jumped that time for the Hawks. Picked his head up before the snap was made. Guilty party that time for Hendrickson. DJ Mays. It has gone from 1st and 10 to 1st and 15. 1st and 25, I beg your pardon, losing 15 yards without a play. And now Lucio, who has been working out of the shotgun and pistol all night, will take the snap out of the end zone, about a yard deep. And he's back to throw. Lucio, quick throw. It's caught at about the 4. And down to about the 7-yard line. That's it for Hardiman. And that's Hardiman's first catch tonight. Is good for only a few yards there. Maybe about 4 on the play. Second down and 21.
They are trying to get the ball out on the edge the best they can. They're just not having a whole lot of success.
Rangers 10 minutes away from their first win of the season. If you remember, last year it took a while to get there.
Yeah.
Second and 22. Lucio off a high snap. Pressured by Hobeck. And he's down in the end zone. That should be a safety for the Rangers, and it is. So Tanner Hobeck made a play last week at a pick. This one is good for 2. A safety for the Rangers on top now, 37-15. And again, this is an incredible number. There have been 6 official rush attempts by the Hawks in the second half. None of them have gone for positive yardage. A loss of 8 there, and the Rangers' first safety of 2019.
First safety in a while. I'm trying to think. Last year?
I'm trying to remember too, Tony. Speaking of last year, I brought this up. It took the Rangers a while to get that elusive first win a year ago. It didn't come until week 5 with a win over Canyon. They lost their first 4 games to Midland Lee, Madison, and Clemens, beg your pardon, the first 3. Remember, the Hendrickson game was canceled,
lost
but
by
still,
weather,
to wait until late September,
week 5,
to get that first win, it's a long time for this program.
It is indeed.
The Rangers, though, recovered nicely after starting so roughly. They won 5 of their final 6 regular season games and wound up second place in the district and in the postseason again. After the safety, the kickoff comes to the 20 for Hendrickson. Still technically a 3-possession game if you want any silver lining for the Hawks. Here's the kick. And Nutt will scoop it up at the 18. Jalen Nutt on the return to the 30. And he goes out of bounds at about the 36. Return of 18 yards. Ranger ball on top by 22. 9:38 left, and I wonder at what point, Tony, does Coach Hill start putting in the 2s and 3s here?
I think we've seen a few defensively. We'll have to see offensively how many of the backups come in. Jalen Nutt with his first chance for a return. Did a nice job of scampering up the sideline. Not a lot of yardage, but got there quickly with it.
Nutt and Eggleston didn't have many chances to return last week in Midland. It is still Gobber, the quarterback. You still see a lot of ones out there at the skill positions and at offensive line. This might be the last series, though. Gobbert, a throw on first down, and threw that for Eggleston. That pass was telegraphed as jumping the route for the Hawks defensively was Rayvon Morgan. Smithson Valley kind of fortunate that wasn't a pick 6 the other way. Second and 10.
Eggleston did a good job of kind of keeping his body between he and the defender. I think it would have been a pick 6. He saw what was coming. Again, something like that has to be just a tad quicker, and whoever that other receiver out there has to block.
Morgan, a good-looking player. You heard Tony talk about it earlier, has a future in baseball. Gabe Hunter, good player in the defensive line, but this team is yet to really gel collectively. At least tonight. On second and 10, running play. That's Hoskins. Breaks a tackle. Hoskins across the 45. Corkscrew down inside of midfield at the Hawks' 49-yard line. First down, Smithson Valley. It's a gain of 15 yards.
I think we've seen the end of Fortone tonight. as it's been Braxton Bounds has been the other running back in there with Hoskins.
Fortone winds up with 19 carries tonight, so now 42 for him in 2 games. And a lot of season to go. First down for the 49. Gobbert hands off Eggleston. Eggleston physical run, breaking a tackle to 45. To the outside, inside the 35-yard line. And he is dropped out of bounds at the 33. 16-yard explosion there for Eggleston. What a night he's had.
So a couple of 16-yard runs, and all of a sudden the Rangers are threatening to score again.
Again, Eggleston in the first half, very good for the Rangers, 167 total yards of offense. And he's got 37 more in the second half, so over 200 yards from scrimmage tonight for Eggleston. And 2 long touchdowns. First down for the 33 for the offense. Here is a running play, and the backup tailback dropped at the 36. On the carry for the Rangers, Braxton Bounds. Haven't called his name tonight, as now you see the backup starting to filter their way into the game.
Bounds had 1 carry last week. His first carry tonight. Rangers shuffling running backs and tight ends in and out from play to play.
4 minutes gone by the fourth. Smithson Valley in control on top, 37-15. They led at the half, 28-15. Running play on second down. There's a big hole. Hoskins inside the 20. Hoskins into the secondary and dropped at the 13-yard line. 22 more yards for the junior Gabe Hoskins.
He is looking really good tonight after just a pedestrian action last week in Midland, but tonight he is quick to the hole and really getting the ball upfield with some energy.
6 carries, 68 yards for Hoskins tonight. The Rangers have had their way with the Hawks on the ground. The bulk of their second half plays have come running the ball.
They ran for just 124 yards a week ago. Over that at halftime tonight.
On first down, Hoskins again behind left guard. Hoskins finds another crease and runs right through it. And down to the 9-yard line for 5 more yards.
Some backup offensive linemen come out on the field.
One of those, Garrett Schaefer's checked in at tackle for the Rangers. We also see big Gerald Van Sickle come in the offensive line. As we approach the 7-minute mark of the fourth quarter, as Smithson Valley on its way to a 1-1 start.
Freshman Colton Thomason listed as a backup at right guard at about 6'9". Waiting to see him get some action tonight. Timeout, Hawks.
Well, we mentioned earlier we had a special listener earlier tonight. Levi Williams, freshman quarterback now at Wyoming after a great Ranger career. Understand that Trevon Merrick-Woodard is in attendance at this game this evening. Former Ranger cornerback / receiver / kick returner. Played very well in TCU's opener last week. Had a return touchdown in the Horned Frogs opener against Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Does he still have eligibility here?
Unfortunately,
they don't need him tonight, but boy, was he a game breaker when he was here.
37-15, Rangers on top, 6:56 left here in the fourth quarter. Luke Gombert, 2 touchdown passes. Jacob Fortone, 2 touchdown runs. Greg Eggleston, 2 touchdowns of his own. 1 on the ground and 1 through the air. Very efficient and balanced Ranger offensive attack. Defense very good since the first quarter. And Coach Hill is going to be pleased going into week 3 when Smithson Valley will get ready for Madison this coming Thursday in San Antonio, a renewal of an old 25-5A district rivalry.
Backups all along the offensive line now.
Now at quarterback 2, Will Stratton is in at quarterback. On second and 5, here's Hoskins barreling ahead inside the 5. Hoskins into traffic is down at the 2, gains 7 more. Hoskins closing in an 100-yard night. After his 8th carry, it is goal to go inside the 5.
Offensive line, and the Hawks called the timeout to challenge their defense to make a stand here, and on the very first play, the backup offensive line gave Hoskins a lane with a good surge off the ball.
Goal to go now from the 2. And on first to go for the 2-yard line, Hoskins has the number 21 called again, and Hoskins plows his way to the end zone for his first career Ranger touchdown, 43-15 Smithson Valley.
And you got to be excited for the junior running back who, again, last week was very pedestrian in his activity, but tonight has been a dominant force here in the second half running the ball.
Now a 43-15 Ranger lead, 6:26 to go in the 4th.
Oh, bad snap.
On the PAT, and it is picked up by Strachan, and will cut his losses and go down amidst a group of Hawks at the 20-yard line. And the score remains Smithson Valley 43, Hawks 15, 6:26 to go in the 4th. On the Rangers Network, we're back in a moment.
For all of us, it's really important to have our own piece of land. What we're doing here is symbolizing the future of the Browns.
It's really important to have the houses finished before the snow locks us up.
This is going to be a long, hard winter.
An all-new episode of Alaskan Bush People, Sundays at 9 on Discovery.
Watch Discovery, GVTC, Channel 554.
And welcome back to Ranger Stadium. Gabe Hoskins, a 2-yard touchdown run ending the last Ranger drive on top, 43-15. 6:26 to go, 4th quarter, and we just had a blooper reel moment here. Smithson Valley going right to left in the 4th quarter. The Hawks left to right, but the two teams got mixed up on the ensuing kickoff. The Rangers wanted to kick the opposite way, and the Hawks were ready to
receive it the opposite way.
Yep. We're going to forget that ever happened. Kickoff for the backup kicker, Colby Wrights. Short kick picked up at about the 26. Return man to the 37 for Hendrickson. On the return there was Dees. And Smithson Valley a 28-point lead, 4-possession advantage with 6 minutes and change to go in the game.
I'm really glad you were able to see that because one of the tubas blocked my view of the kickoff.
For a second, I thought we were coming back late from break because I saw
because of the players running. Yeah. Clock can't move fast enough now.
And it looks like Lucio's night is done. Isaiah Moore will come in at quarterback, their emergency quarterback in a sense. Completes a pass to Hester. The tight end turns across the 40-yard line, and he's still running inside of midfield and down to the Ranger 37. Nice catch and run there by Jacob Hester.
Malachi Lane, a sophomore linebacker.
It's a gain of 26 there for the Hawks.
Tracked him down.
And Isaiah Moore remains at quarterback. Again, Lucio's night is done. First down for the Ranger 37. And here is a run play. Malachi Armstrong takes the ball to the 34 for 3. His first carry tonight. Again, the Rangers have Madison coming up on Thursday. The Hawks will play a week from tonight, next Friday, and the 13-6A opener against Round Rock Westwood. Moore's pass, far side incomplete. At the 35-yard line in the direction of Hardiman, second and 10.
Moore not as, poised to throwing the ball. He kind of wants to get it out quick, kind of in a hurry. It's obvious he doesn't get many reps at quarterback.
Right.
Especially since he's such a physical runner.
You look ahead of the Ranger district schedule. Again, the opener, September 20th, at home against Clemens. The following week, week 5, that's September 27th, at Canyon. Battle between two Comal ISD programs. 3rd and 7 from the 34. Moore on the keeper and slips away from two defenders. Moore dives inside the 25, and the Rangers had him dead to rights to the 22 and a gain of 12. That'll move the sticks on the Hawks' first positive run from scrimmage in the second half.
Boy, is he physical when he runs the ball. Just ran through a couple of tacklers. Again, all backups on the defensive unit now.
This could end up being Hendrickson's final offensive possession of the night. Coach Killian looking for something positive to build upon heading into next week's 13-6A opener. From the 22, Moore hands off Armstrong again, stumbles his way to the 16. And that's good for about 6 yards. 2nd and 4 coming up with inside of 5 minutes to go in the game.
A lot of guys who don't have a lot of reps in their career, but still a lot of them are seniors here tonight. So you've had some guys who've been in this program who played several years as starters.
Yeah, don't see a single Ranger starter out there defensively right now. See Tate Maples at cornerback along with Tyler Young. Just as an example, 2nd and 4. Back to throw Moore. Being pressured on the rollout, backpedaling, running backwards, slips a tackle to 30, angling left to the 20, and into the teeth of the Ranger defense, and moves a pile ahead inside the 10, all the way down to the 9. 7-yard pickup there for Moore, and he ran about 50 yards to get it. 1st and goal coming up.
It was a valiant effort by Diego Hamilton trying to track him down as he had him kind of pinned against the sideline, made a drive. It just couldn't get his feet to stop moving.
James Dearduff and Andy Carcon on the defensive line for the Rangers amongst the backups out there. 1st and goal now from the 9. 4 minutes to go in the game at a 43-15 Ranger lead. Moore, handoff, Armstrong, drop for a loss, back to the 12-yard line. And the aforementioned Carcon on the tackle there for the Rangers will bring up 2nd and goal from the 11. Carry on, beg your pardon, not Carcon, mistake the lowercase e for the C there. Rangers, after traveling to Canyon, get a bye week in week 6. On 2nd and goal, pass to the far side is caught at the 10. And not a whole lot there for Williams. Out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. Brings up 3rd and goal from that spot. Check it on the catch there was Nathaniel Davenport for the Hawks. His first catch tonight.
You think it's Williams because he's been the main target on almost every throw they've made tonight.
And again, there's not a lot of backups for the Hawks to get into the game. A team lacking depth. 3rd and goal for the 9. And Moore, the backup quarterback, trying to engineer one more scoring drive for Hendrickson as Hester, the tight end, comes in motion. It is a run play. Armstrong behind left guard and slung down to the 6. Gains 3, brings up 4th and goal. The Rangers, week 7, October 11th, will host East Central. And then the following week, a big district game on the road in Converse at Judson, October 18th. 4th and goal from the 6. Ranger backups looking for a stop here in the red zone. Moore out of the shotgun with 4 receivers on 4th down. On the keeper, running a sweep to his right. Moore looking for the corner, won't get it. Great pursuit. Cody Horn, the tackle, the backup for the Rangers. And Smithson Valley's backups do, in fact, get that red zone stop.
Defense did a great job of stretching it out, not really giving him a lane to turn up the corner, but you're right, Horn chased him down and pulled him down right there at the 5.
Looking at the rest of the upcoming 26-6A schedule for Smithson Valley. On October 25th, week 9, big home game against Steele. Rangers have beaten the Knights each of the previous 2 years. Final road game of the regular season, November the 1st at San Marcos. And then the final home game of the year, week 11, November the 8th against New Braunfels. And a year ago, that game decided the final playoff spot in 26-6A.
I think that was their longest drive of the night, 8 plays, not by yardage, but by plays, 58 yards, and they turned it over on downs.
On 1st down, Strachan hands off to Hoskins. Boy, what a night he's had. Hoskins takes the ball out across the 15 to the 18-yard line for 13 more yards.
Our freshman, who is it, right guard, Colton Thomason, again, about 6'9". We don't, 6'9", 305, 310, somewhere in that vicinity. He's a freshman, folks. He is out there really being active as a leader on that offensive line.
10 carries, 85 yards tonight for Hoskins, and the touchdown. Runs it for the 11th time here And Hoskins picks up about 8 more yards to the 26-yard line. With 2 minutes to go, it's 2nd and 2.
I know Jacob Fortone is the bell cow on this team, but Hoskins is saying I need some carries too, and he's been extremely productive this entire second half.
Backup tight end Will Ford is in now for the Rangers, as is backup sophomore receiver Camden Egley. 2nd and 2 with 100 seconds to go, and the Rangers in control, 43-15. From their own 26. Play fake, Strachan's pass, and the receiver wasn't even looking for it, and that was Egley. Well, he thought that was a run play, was blocking downfield. 3rd and 2 coming up.
Just kind of humorous that he's out there throwing a great block and the ball's coming right past him. Coaches catch him coming off the field, just reminding him what the play was. But you got to be excited if you're one of the backups getting extended minutes here tonight.
Well, the Rangers pick up this first down. They will not have to give the ball back to Hendrickson to close out this game. On 3rd down, Strachan, play fake, pass is caught. Inbounds at the 33-yard line. Well, the catch is made by A.J. Nickens, another sophomore on this varsity team. And there should only be one more snap in this game before we can call that a night.
What a great job of saying, hey, guys, let's get a first down. Let's throw the ball. Let's throw a strike. The first time it is not successful. The second time it is. Great job by Will Strachan.
Final minute to go in the 4th quarter. Rangers will have ended up scoring the final 29 points of this game. It's a run play. Big hole across the 40, 45 midfield. Down the far side, inside the 40 and to the 37-yard line. Big run for bounds. And what should be the final play of the game.
Yeah, we're going to have one more, it looks like. Play clock started too soon.
Yep, about an 8-second difference right now between the play clock and the game clock. And now they reset it to 40, and Smithson Valley again should not have to run another play here. But appropriate that the final play of the game is another big run for the Rangers. They line up, though, to snap it one more time, and they will run one more play, running play behind right guard for Justin Avery, the junior, and that will do it. Smithson Valley is in the win column. The Rangers impressive in the home opener as they knock off Hendrickson 43-15 from Ranger Stadium.
An exciting win, Brent. We talked about it all night long, that if they could string some offensive possessions together and control the line of scrimmage, this would be a game they could win, and obviously that's what they did tonight.
Tony Brubaker's back to wrap things up with you. Again, the final score tonight, Smithson Valley 43, Pflugerville Hendrickson 15 on the Rangers Network. We're back in a moment.
3, 2, 1, here we go.
Welcome to our NASCAR Race Hub.
From the green flag at Daytona to the checkers of Homestead.
In the car,
That close might get you on race up.
under the hood, and hanging with the drivers.
A little love fest here. Gordon, Harvick, Canal, and of course the champ.
We've got the drama,
Get the heck out of the way.
the science.
2 levels of analysis and storytelling for the sport.
NASCAR Race Hub, weeknights at 6 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Hi, Tara. It's me, Laura, Sunflower 82 from Online Yoga. Yes, I'd love to get together for a class with you. Why don't we do a class at my place?
I'll send you the address. I live in the back, down the stairs.
See you tonight. Can't wait. Web of Lies, all new. Tuesdays at 9 on Investigation Discovery.
Watch Investigation Discovery, GVTC, Channel 520. Stop at Fisher's Neighborhood Market for anything a Ranger could need. Whether you're heading to work, coming home from school, or just needing a break to grab something tasty, Fisher's Neighborhood Market is your one-stop shop. Fisher's Neighborhood Market is proud to sponsor the Smithson Valley Rangers.
Audio Jungle.
Welcome back on the Rangers Network. Post-game coverage for you. Smithson Valley gets its first win of the season impressively over Pflugerville Hendrickson, 43-15. Brant, Freeman coming to you from the Ranger Fieldhouse along with victorious head coach Larry Hill. Again, Coach, very impressive tonight over a quality football team in the Hawks. What are your initial impressions following this win?
Well, it was a good win over a quality team, as you mentioned, a team that's always been very physically talented, a team we always have had a hard time blocking and stopping the run against when they bring it right at us. And, we didn't do everything just right. We had some penalties we thought were in, and we gave up some big throws and catches. But they got a good football team, so we knew that there would be some low spots as well. But I thought the best thing we did was just keep coming. Defensively, I thought we adjusted well to some things that had been hurting us, and that's always valuable when you get in halftime and talk through some things and then actually go out and do them. And then we created some explosive plays. We're not always known for that, but we got a couple of a big long throw and a big long run, and it's kind of nice to get those one-play drives.
Yeah, that big long run, the big long throw, those are both courtesy of Greg Eggleston. What did he show you tonight in terms of his playmaking ability?
Well, he's very versatile, and you can see that watching our games. We're going to hand it to him. We're going to throw it to him. We're going to let him return a kick. We're going to run him on a reverse, and as many different ways as we can use him. And not everybody can do that. Yeah, he's talented. He's got speed. He's a 200-meter champ. The guy can run, but there's a lot of track guys that can't play football. Mm-hmm. And then there's also players that are intelligent enough to line up at 2, 3, 4, even 5 different positions and wear that many hats. Not everybody can do that. So he's a high-character guy who's got ability, as he showed tonight, playmaking ability, and he's a very intelligent football player. So he's a big factor tonight.
Hendrickson was up 15-14 at one point in the first half, but then you scored the final 29 points of the game. You got that late second quarter surge to take a 28-15 lead into the break. Did it feel as if to you, once the second half started, that you began controlling the line of scrimmage?
Well, that was certainly our intent coming out after the half. We felt like we want to, if we can, run the ball side to side and right at them and not just take some clock, but try to wear them down a little bit. Jacob Fortone is that kind of back that wears on you. He seems to get better as the game goes on. So the situation was tailor-made for him. Now, we still got to go out there and block them, and I thought our big boys did an even better job in the second half. And, some things that were 2 and 3 and 4 yards in the first half began to be 9s and 7s and 11s and things like that. And then, so I thought we just steadied the water in the second half, and that's who we are. I mean, that's the kind of team this team has to be.
You and I kind of made the observation / joke early this week when talking about your commute last week was a good 5.5, 6 hours. This week it was all of 20 feet or so from your offices to Ranger Stadium. And what a crowd it was tonight for your home opener. What do you have to say about the environment that your fans gave you this evening?
Well, our community and our student section support is possibly unprecedented. I mean, our faculty, our staff, Michael Wall, and all the leadership and all the guys and gals under him at our school, our players are very supported. I think they feel fortunate to be in our football program and playing in this community where football is so important. And this is a rallying point. And football is not where the sun rises and sets, but it's at times is where this community's sun rises and sets. And it is the thing that brings our community together. We don't really have a town or a city. We've got a bunch of housing additions. But when we flip those lights on and everybody comes together here and we play good football like we did tonight, it's a neat environment to be a part of.
Well, thanks, Coach, and congrats on the win.
All right, thank you, Brant.
Again, Smithson Valley, a winner over Pflugerville Hendrickson, 43-15. We'll be back with one of the players of the game right here on the Rangers Network.
Fisher's Neighborhood Market is teaming up with the Smithson Valley Rangers. When you stop to gas up, look for the Ranger Spirit Pump. A portion of sales from this pump will be donated directly to the SB Athletic Booster Club to help out our Rangers. So choose the one that's Ranger Blue and fill up. Fisher's Neighborhood Market is proud to sponsor the Smithson Valley Rangers.
And we're back in the Rangers Network with one of the players of the game, Greg Eggleston, over 200 all-purpose yards tonight as Smithson Valley knocks off Pflugerville Hendrickson 43-15. And Greg, again, you had a lot of big plays this evening. The first was a 78-yard run, the second play of the game. What do you remember about that play?
I just remember we had good blocking from the line and good blocking from Jacob Fortone. The hole was there. I just took it.
And the second big play, of course, was the 84-yard touchdown catch and run you had. You caught the ball around midfield or so and broke away from the defender. Take us back to that one as well. What do you remember about it?
Well, it's just a really simple play. They just tell me to run straight, get past them, and catch the ball. Simple as that.
So looking at the way the offense played here tonight, do you feel as if you made a lot of improvement after last week facing a tough opponent in Midland Lee?
Well, we were just, the energy was live in the locker room. We wanted to come out strong first home game. And student section was packed. We just had to do it.
And what are you looking forward to this coming week, playing on a short week, Thursday, getting ready for San Antonio and Madison to close out non-district play?
We're looking forward to, same energy. It's going to be on TV, and we're just going to come out strong. They're a good team, but we just got to play hard, practice hard.
Thanks, Greg. Congrats on the win.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And again, Greg Eggleston joining us. A big game tonight as Smithson Valley takes the win over Pflugerville Hendrickson 43-15. For the Rangers Network, I'm Brant Freeman.